We go to our offices. We're in this business. We're in WFG to make a difference. And I think a lot of us are just really not taking from this business what it's here to give us. This business is supposed to make you prosperous. You all understand that? Yes. You signed up to get prosperous. You signed up for a life filled with prosperity. You signed up so that you can change the course of your family's life. You signed up so that you can get some financial education so that you could use it in your favor, and therefore you could absolutely change your life and your kids' life. I was just love what JR talked about here. He talked about just how his daughter's life has changed forever because JR got a code number back in the day and went and passed his test and got his license, and now he's learned the principles of financial services. Helps many people, and with that practice, he's able to change the course of his daughter's and his future kids' life. You know, this is a big deal. A lot of you guys don't have kids, but you're going to have kids, and those kids want to come into an awesome world. You ever see broke people that have kids? Just, you know, it's just a tough thing to watch. I want to share a little personal thing that this weekend was a pretty tough weekend for my family. My mother has this lady that rented a room from her. Like, she don't need to, but my mom just, you know, she's trying to hustle too. She's trying to get an override on the tenant. So this tenant just went real south. Just created chaos inside the house. My mom's in her 70s. I went there, I was like, Mom, why the hell you have this lady here? And this lady's creating chaos and just foul language and all that. And my mom's very churchish and goddish and all that. And I'm like, this ain't healthy. And then, you know, try to get this lady, this tenant, out of the house, like to try to evict them. It's a whole process. And the state of California is liberal as hell. If you complain, the law's on your side. If you're a bitcher, they listen to you. Not if you're a hard worker, but if you just bitch and complain, or somehow you say, hey, well, they're not treating me good and all that, these tenants are freaking unbelievable. By the way, no. If you've gotten evicted, I'm not attacking you right now. That's not the point. So, you know, I had to go there all yesterday for the good part, and I had to park myself there, and then this lady gets a little difficult, and then brings the boyfriend. The boyfriend gets, you know, he wants to run up on G. And he's 5'8". I'm 6'3", you know, 210, ripped. And I'm looking at him, you know, he has a Del Taco diet. I said, no, you got to be careful, man. But, you know, I got a lot to lose. He has nothing to lose, so, you know, I got to keep my cool. You can't stoop down to their level. And, of course, you got to call the authorities, and they come, and before you know, they start looking, and they're sniffing around, and 2.5 hours later, they arrest her and take her, and she's finally out of the house. But it's just a big pain in the ass to deal with all that. So I'm thinking about this scenario as, and by the way, she's lady just had a kid 3 weeks ago. So here's someone with, and you start to talk, you start to listen to them and all that. It's like, wow, what's it like to bring a kid into an impoverished world, into a troubled world, into a paycheck-to-paycheck world, into a not getting ahead world? What's it like to do that? And by the way, do you think these kids start to smell that, man, this is not the way it's supposed to be? You know, all kids, I wish I could have been born to wealthy parents, but I wasn't. But my parents had integrity. And my parents were hard workers. And they told the truth. And they fought. And they did it with character. And these people that we deal with today that somehow can't get their life together, I'm just so glad that you're part of people that are constantly telling you how you need to live your life. You need to live with integrity. You need to tell the truth. No one's going to be perfect. This is the first, most imperfect guy. But we intend to make you better with our messages. All of my guys that get up here, from Eric Gemelita to J.R. Mejia to Danny Farias to Lynn Lucien to every single guy that comes, even the 2-minute speakers, all of us say things that are constructive to your life. All of us are here to tell you certain things to improve the quality of your life, to make your mind bigger than it is right now, to make you more responsible, to make you more profitable, to make you a better human being all the way around. Because of WFG, seriously, I think you can become a better spouse.
There you go. Yeah.
Because of WFG, you're a better citizen out there.
Mm-hmm.
We teach you to be courteous out there. Like we teach, hey, you go to a restaurant, you tip. You're courteous. You leave things like, sometimes I go to the restroom, I leave the restroom better. It's not mine, and I don't need to do it, but I'll leave the restroom better than I found it. Adapt the habit of leaving things better than you found them. You go somewhere, you leave things better than you found them. You treat people right. You're courteous. You're nice. You give people a right of way. Funny how many people out on the road and they got road rage. You know how ignorant you got to be to fight into the road rage? And by the way, hopefully you know you have something to lose and don't. When someone tries to compete with you or challenge you in that way, you got to learn how to shrink your ego, walk away. They have something to prove, you don't. You know, we're not in the hood anymore. Remember, like in the hood, it's like, oh, you backing down, you're a chicken? Yeah, I have a lot of eggs, and they're golden, and you ain't got none. I swear to you, I just made that up right now. Right now, I was like, damn. Shit, I'm pretty smart. This is pretty friggin' awesome, huh? So the book of your life is being written. You all follow that?
Yeah.
I just believe someone is keeping track of everything that's happening in your life.
Absolutely.
The book of your life has been written. I don't know if it's through photos. I don't know if it's through videos. I don't know if it's through Facebook or Instagram or someone's taking notes. But the book of your life is being written every single day, every single week, every single month. The book of your life is being written. What you say, what you do, what you make, how you talk, who you hang around with, the book of your life is being written. Do you follow that?
Yes.
By the way, do you believe that?
Yes.
And here's the thing. For many people, the book of their life almost doesn't change. Year after year, it doesn't change. The chapters sort of run the same. You look at the same chapter, the next chapter, and they're about the same. And most people are living paycheck to paycheck. And most people repeat the same boring, monotonous routine over and over and over again. There's no excitement. They become dull to excitement. They're almost like they're shielded from the possibility of good things happening to them. I want you to feel that, man, my life's getting better.
Yeah.
Your job is to constantly fight to make sure your life gets better. You ought to demand for yourself that your life ought to be improving and improving and getting better and getting better and getting better. And every day of your life, you ought to become more. And you ought to make more. And you ought to be clearer on the things you want. You got to be so fired up about the things you want. So many people focus on what they don't want. You start asking them, what do you want? And they start telling you what they don't want. Well, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want to repeat my parents. No, we didn't ask you what you didn't want. We asked you what you want. Can you get clear on what you want? Let me give you a few things. I'm going to give you 2 or 3 really valuable pieces of mindset, if I can, to improve how you look at things like that. Here it is. I want you to stop living in the past and repeating in your mind all the negative things that have happened to you. You ever notice how often you talk about your past? And typically when you talk about your past, you're referencing all the negative points. The boyfriend who cheated on you. Someone didn't say nice to you, wasn't nice to you. You're referencing a bad financial failure. You're referencing something bad happened to you. I want you to train your mind to start looking forward at all the good possibilities that are coming to you. At all the things that are good that are coming to you. I want you to start absorbing the good that life has for you. Because the mind is a huge sponge. It has the ability to attract, like if moisture's out there in the future, and you're the sponge, it has the ability to absorb all the good things that are happening to you. But you've got to train your mind to look for the good that's coming to you. Stop talking about your past. Stop selling yourself on how shitty it was. That's another chapter. Remember, that chapter's done. Let's move on to the exciting chapter, the prosperous chapter, the chapter that's going to get you to where you want to go. It's all the people who are talking about the future. It's all those who somehow have prosperous ideas. They're thinking about the things that are going to deliver for them the kind of life that they want. Have you dreamed about living in your dream home? Yeah. How often do you think about that? See, most people don't. You're worried about your current circumstances. You're worried about your current situation. You're consumed with the past and how bad the present is. You've turned off the dream machine. I want to recommend you get really committed to start thinking about, and I want you to start really obsessing about where your life is going to go. What does that life look like? Where's your dream home? What kind of car are you going to drive next year, the following year? Have you dreamed of driving your dream car? Is that even in your... What about how much money? I want you to think about you one day, the mail comes and you open up your statement and you pull out your statement and you got several $100,000 saved. I want you to think about that. And by the way, I did. And then I just kept inviting people to the BPM. I just had a meeting in my house yesterday. Robert Ropati and the Haddocks came over, and that's all I said. It's the same thing I've said to many of you guys that sat down with me for your S&D little, we've had a mentoring session. I said, there's two things. You want all that things. You want the nice car. You want the big house. You want big savings. You want confidence. You want the nice suits. You want your wife to wear the nice stuff. You want to fly first class. You want to eat at the nice restaurants. You want to have great friends. You want to live a life substantially less filled with worry and stress and anxiety. Make sure you have 1 or 2 guests to every BPM. That is the answer. That is the trick. If you can find a way to get 1 to 2 to 3 guests to every single BPM, that'll solve your problems. Your job is to drive traffic to the BPMs. All of you in here, you have offices that are highly qualified to introduce the WFG business opportunity to all the people that are coming there. If you're able to somehow construct a habit of phone calls, prospecting, resumes, whatever source, social media, whatever source of prospecting you have, your job is to drive traffic to the BPM. And constantly your job is, okay, you stand up if you have guests, you stand up because you have guests. Like week after week after week after week, you have guests. You're known as a person that constantly has guests. If you do that, then the big time is waiting for you. If you do that, if you can drive guests to the BPM, that means it takes a little bit of work. But here's the deal. Once you get going, like what they mentioned, once you get going, then it becomes a habit. Part of my routine is that I prospect everywhere I go. When I'm headed to a restaurant, when we go anywhere, I'm constantly talking to people. Some pan out, some of them don't. Some of them say they're going to show up, they don't. Some of them do show up and they sign up. Some of them don't sign up. Some of them say I want to think about it. They're still thinking about it, and I got richer. That's just the way it goes. But you need to understand that that's part of your routine. You got to be a chatterbox. Talking to people, talking to people, talking to people. Whoever talks the most makes the most.
Amen.
Whoever talks the most makes the most.
Yes.
So how many people are you talking to? By the way, on the phone. And if you need to digitally communicate with them because your social skills are not real good, then you can send them LinkedIn, whatever. I don't care. Hey, I'm a nerd, you're a nerd, let's nerd up. Call the BPM. I just made that one up too. That sounds pretty good. So, guess to BPMs. You want that dream house? Guess to BPMs. I don't know, you're 300 guests away from you living a dream life. Get after it. Yes. The weeks are coming. How many of you guys have a BPM tomorrow, Tuesday? Raise your hand if you have a BPM tomorrow, Tuesday. Okay, how many of you guys have a BPM on Wednesday? Raise your hand. Okay, so here we are. Tuesday and Wednesday, we should have all of these offices from Northern California through across the United States, through San Diego to wherever we're at. We should have guests loaded up in your offices. Yep. Your offices should be loaded with guests. And you put the best guy up there to give the meeting. When there's a lot of guests, you put the best guy up there to give the meeting and let them rip. And all of you guys laugh at the silly jokes and clap at everything you can and create an excitement that's electric. Remember, the environment is what convinces people, not necessarily the content in the BPM. Because here's the deal, a lot of people still don't understand, family A, family B. Like, look at that. I got it wrong, like what? They don't quite get that, right? Some of you guys don't get that, don't worry. Anyway, so the important part is that you put the best speaker up here, and the best speaker is supposed to be electric. It's supposed to be a symbol of success, supposed to be the example of the office. When there's 15, 20, 30, 40 guests, you put the best guy up there to speak and close. And all of you guys surround the office, and all of you guys get behind the leadership. And all of you guys are proud to belong to that office. Support your team. It's a team effort. Collectively, we can win way bigger than you by yourself.
That's right.
Imagine if you went to a BPM, it's you and your guest, versus you take a guest and there's 58 team members there, or 100 team members that can help you with their energy, with their clap, with their applause, with their positive energy, recruit that person for you. See, recruiting is completely an environment thing. You see people who have good environments, they recruit the most. You see people who don't have a good environment, they recruit very few because they haven't bought into the environment. The environment is how people feel. It's the sizzle. The environment like of a football game. The environment at Dodger Stadium. The environment now that the Lakers have LeBron. Okay, I don't know. Some of you still hating, don't worry. Here's the important thing. It's the environment. The environment on Monday. It's how you feel. If everybody comes to a meeting with a positive vibe, with optimism in their mind, with smiles, with a firm handshake, with we welcome the people that are come to our meetings, they leave there, it's like, I don't know what the hell they do, but I've never felt like that. Because guess what? People live in the box. Their cell phone, their car, their cubicle at their job, their house. So people live in the box. We take them out of the box. We put them in our box. And our box is fun, and it's exciting, and it has whooshes. And we have Tuesday and Friday paydays. And we have financial literacy, and we have financial education, and we change people's lives, and we take people from zero to hero. And we take the dating careers from changing tires to changing lives. We will take you, whoever you are, we're going to shine you up, we're going to make you better, we're going to make you stronger, we're going to work on your mental toughness, we're going to get some work ethic with you, we're going to give you some new skills. If you hang around this environment, man, this thing's going to make you better, and you need to have the expectation. Now, your job is to bring the heat. Your job is to bring your A game and constantly feel that, man, I'm supposed to do good here. Let me recommend for all of you guys out there, it's like, I'm going to try it out to see how it goes. Loser! You don't try it out to see how it goes. You don't. Can you imagine being a boxer? They lace you up, and it says, there you go, buddy. One of them's a referee, and the other one's trying to knock your head off. And then you walk in there and says, well, let me see how it goes. That's how you're doing in business. That ain't the mentality you need to have. It says, which one's the referee? Because I'm going to knock the other dude out. That's the way you need to look at it. Commitment. I want you to get really committed to making sure that this is a total success for you. Super committed people are oftentimes the most successful, most fulfilled, the people who live life with passion. I want you to up your passion. And if you notice, most people out there, they're slowly dying. They ain't got no passion. They ain't fired up about nothing. There's no excitement. That box life has got them boxed up. We don't have a box life. We have a life filled with abundance. Our possibilities are endless. There's no limit. Do you understand that there's no limit on how much money you can make here? There's no limit. Per month, per year, there's no limit. You want to go make $1 million a year, it's completely wide open. You got to bring some people to the table. You got to change who you are. You got to show up. You got to have some hunger. Got to have consistency. Got to have the right attitude. Got to go get a few studs. Somebody's going to get them. Why not you? That's right. The studs that were out there that are already in WFG, someone got them. But there's so many more. Matter of fact, there's more studs out of WFG than in WFG. Y'all understand it? Yeah. Are there more Guillermo Haros inside WFG or outside of WFG? There's a whole bunch of guys like me, real estate guys, mortgage guys, solar sales guys, Jiffy Lube guys, enterprise guys, people that do nursing. There's so many Guillermo Haro type guys out there waiting to be picked off by one of you. But you don't talk to them. And they can't read your mind, and you can't read theirs. You got to go communicate. The guy who recruited me was a lower identity, kind of shy, but Jimmy Reyes will forever be thanked by my family and my legacy for introducing me. And by the way, he quit, but he served his purpose. Before Jimmy Reyes quit, he had enough courage to pick up the phone and entice me. And he didn't say too much. And he didn't say it was WFG. And we didn't have Google back then like we do now. And I don't know if we had it then. I don't know that I would have looked. But what he said someone like you could do really good here. Are you looking to make more money? You need to come check it out. This thing is awesome. I'm around good people who make big money. And so I got to go. I may work. And he hung up. The next day I showed up and shook hands with Ed Milet. Lights out. Okay, so how come you're not introducing them? You bring your guests and introduce them to Eric Jamalita. Bring your guests and introduce them to Lindley Sand. And bring your guests and introduce them to Nick Lancaster. Bring your guests and introduce them to J.R. Mejia. Yuri Razale. Introduce them to all the leaders that we have here at all the offices. Your job is to put your prospects in front of the best people in your office and then let them take their gold dust and sprinkle their gold dust on their head and see what happens. That is your job. And by the way, while they're talking, listen.
Yep.
When I used to bring my people in front of Ed Milet, I'd be looking at Ed, okay, what did Ed say to him? How did the guy respond? What was the facial expressions? How did he rebut that? He says, was this like Primerica? And then how did Ed say that? Like what kind of, so I was studying on it, and I did it again, and then sooner or later it's like, ooh, I got this, because I've seen you do it like 27 times. So you can't teach me something over and over and over again, and I'm going to be that dumb where I can't pick it up. You teach me something enough, I'm going to do it. I don't care if it's like cutting open somebody to do their heart, I'm going to learn it. Like, how do you do this? What's nerve? Twitch it right here? Okay, done. All right, let me see if you can breathe. Yup, got it. All right, got it. You teach me to do something enough times, I will do it too.
Yep.
We teach you how to do a KTP 10 times, and you're supposed to get it. You need help? We'll continue to help you. You don't need help? Off to the races. Go make your dreams come true. Y'all with me on that?
Yes.
The book of your life is being written every day. Today, there will be something said about what you did or what you didn't do. And then this week, the same thing. And then this month, the same thing. And then this year, the same thing. All that I can tell you is when it's all done, a book starts and then the book is over and then they close the book. The day they close the book on you, will someone be enticed enough to open up and read it? You know, one day your great-great-grandkids are going to open up that book and they're going to put it down real quick, or they're going to be intrigued. It's like, wow, look at all the stuff he did. Look what he did. Look at all the people he helped. Look how he changed his family's name forever. The book of your life is being written. I really believe that. By the way, we have social media, so you're under surveillance almost every day. So look at all the cell phones, right? Raise your hand if you have a cell phone. Let me see your cell phone. Okay, those are all cameras. You understand that? And by the way, the camera looks forward and backwards. So is someone recording what you do every day? People have cameras inside their house. They have cameras on the street. Someone's keeping track of what you're doing. It's called the eye of God. He can see everything. He knows everything. The book of your life is being written. Notes about you are being taken down. All your transactions, everything you do is being logged. All the pictures that are being taken of you, all the social media posts that are being put of you, by the way, the ones you put in even yourself, the ones you get tagged on, I just firmly believe that. Now more than ever, there is proof that everything you do is being logged. Correct?
Yes.
Is it worthy? Is someone says, man, this guy had a freaking awesome life. Look at everything Ed Milet is doing. Look at all this podcast, all the people's interviewing. You think the day Ed Milet dies, someone's going to go back and says, this was an average Joe Blow. He had a regular shitty life. Someone going to say that about him? Or they say, man, this dude freaking had an awesome life. Look what he did. Look who he became. Look where he lived. Look how much money he made. Look how he impacted all these people. So he decided to have a life completely worthy of someone looking at it, and your life is the same way. What are your kids going to say about you? I don't know about you, but I want my kids to say, man, my dad freaking did it. I want my kids. I want my teammates. I want people to say, man, I'm so glad I knew him. So fired up that I was able to be around him. That will happen. And then there's some other people that they pass away, and 2 weeks after they're gone, they're forgotten. No one says too much. They didn't do too much. There was nothing special. Don't be that person. I want your life. You're a special person. You know, at one point, someone thought the world of you. Hopefully, that's still the case. There was a point in your life where you were yay big, and you came into this world, and you were the absolute excitement and talk about several people. In your household, in the family, you were the most special thing. What happened to that special thing? Is it still going? Or did you give up? Or did you cool it? Or did you get hardened? Because all of a sudden you just maybe didn't feel that it wasn't for you. I want you to start believing that it is for you. We believe in you. All of our leaders here, we believe in you. If you're in our base shop, we believe in you. It is our duty to believe in you, and we're going to equip you with the necessary mindset and skills and examples so that you can succeed. You just got to do your job. It is a partnership. It is a marriage. We are married to you with no divorce. Got it? Okay. Let's give away some awards, and then let's conclude this meeting. I hope you learned something from that.